Hello everyone. So in this video, I will be discussing the past year on UGC NET Economics, and this has been conducted by NTA. This is this paper was conducted on 12 December 2023, shift 1, and it is economics. So before starting with the paper, I would like to tell you. So the paper consists of two parts, part A and part B. Part A is common to everyone, and the weight questions are 50. This is common irrespective of what subject you are taking. And for part B, there are 100 questions which are subject specific. There is no part wise, section wise cutoff as such, and total there are 150 questions. Every question is of 2 marks, so the total marks of the paper are 300. And you can go from part A to part B in between as well, and you can then go back to part A as well. So this is the flexibility that is being provided. Also, one of the most important thing is there is no negative marking. So every right question will fetch you 2 marks, and every wrong won't give you any marks. Also, the marks won't be reduced. Now, before starting with the discussion of the paper, I'll just show you my scorecard as well. So I scored 172 in the paper 1, and in paper 2 I scored 150. So my overall score was 222, which made sure that I was able to clear the NET exam. Oh, I cleared JRF as well that year. The cutoff for JRF was 216, so I scored 222, out of which 150 was in paper 2. So my 75 questions were right in paper 2 and 72 were in paper 1. So my 36 questions out of 50 were right in paper 1. Okay, now starting with the first question. The following table shows the year-wise data of number of registered cars for 4 years from 2017 to 2020 in 4 cities. The last column shows the data of population of these cities for year 2020. Based on the data given in the table, you answer the following questions. Which city has shown maximum percentage growth in registered cars from 2017 to 2020? Okay, so for A, it would be 9500 minus 7500 upon 7500. So this is close to 2000 by 7500. For B, it is this minus this 300 by 1200, 1 by 4 into 125. This would be 20 upon 75. 20 upon 75. This is 4 by 15. For C, it is 4000 by 6000, 4 by 6. For D, it is 2400 by 5000. Now, before even solving this, what we can say is 4 by 6 is greater than 1 by 4. So this cannot be there. 4 by 6 is greater than 4 by 15. And this would be close to half. So we have C as our answer. Okay. Now, the second part. In the year 2020, per capita registered car were maximums in the city. So they are talking about per capita. So we need to take into consideration the population as well, and the year they have mentioned is 2020. In 2020, the per capita 0.8 lakhs is 0.8 million is 8 lakhs. This is 2 lakhs. This is 6 lakhs. This is 7.5 lakhs. Per capita, so this would be 9500 by 8 lakh for A. For B, it would be 1500 by 2 lakhs. For C, it would be 10,000 by 6 lakhs. For D, it would be 7400 by 7.5 lakhs. Now, what we can see is this is already very low. This cannot be the answer. This is also low. Now we can just compare these two. By 6. So we can see the denominator is lower here, the numerator is higher here. So this is greater than. So our answer would be C. Okay, it is 1500 by 2 lakhs, 10,000 by 6. So yeah, C. So they have given the option C as second. Okay, now coming to the third question. Taking all the cities together, what is the ratio of total number of registered cars in 2020 with respect to 2017? 2020 with respect to 2017. Now what we have is, in 2017 the total number of cars is this plus this plus this plus this. In 2020 it is this plus this plus this plus this. So we have 0, 0, 4, 10, 20, 21, 28. Here we have 0, 7, 8, 6, 14, 19. 19 700, 28 400. Okay, this is an easy question. Now the fourth question. What is the average of percentage growth in registered cars across all the cities from the year 2017 to the year 2018? Average percentage in registered cars across all the cities. So we know the sum of this. We will find the sum of this, and then we will do 2018 minus 2017, number of cars sold by 2017, into 100. So this would be 0, 5, 8, 22. 22, 850 minus 19, 700. This gives us 5, 1, 3150. 50 upon 19, 700 into 100. 3150 by 197. So 15 minus 7, 8, 11. So it would be close to, it won't be close to 2. It won't be close to 8. It would be close to 6, I feel. Okay, 197 into 6, 2, 4 is left, 36, 54, 8, 5, 11. Yeah, so close to 16%. Okay, now the last question of this part. Based on the average growth percentage of registered cars per year in the city A, what will be the estimated number of registered cars in city A in year 2021? Based on the average growth percentage of registered car per year, city A. So coming to this, so we are concerned about city A only. So the growth rate in 2018 would be 8,000 minus 7,500 upon 7,500 into 100. This is in 18. This would be 500 by 7,500 into 100. 1 upon 15. Sorry. And in the second year, it is 9,000 minus 800. 8,000 by 8,000 into 100. So this is 20 by 3. This would be 1 by 8 into 1000 into 100. 25. This is 12.5. this is 6.67, and in this is for 2019. For 2020 the growth rate is 500 upon 9000 into 100. This is 50 by 9. So we will take average of this and this, and we'll get some percentage, and that percentage we need to multiply by 1 plus the average growth rate. So we'll be end up having value close to this. Okay, I solved it. If you want I can solve the, so the thing is you need to do the calculations. If I keep on doing the calculation it will take a lot of time, so I have just solved it, and you can see you just need to take the average of 19, 18 and 20. Suppose the average is coming out to be, this is 12.5, 6.67 and 50 upon 9. 50 upon 9 is close to 5.55. Then 6.67 plus 12.5, 24.7. You will divide this by 3. So you will have an average of 8.24. Now this 9500 into 1.0824. So this will give you a value of, although the calculators are not allowed, so but it is giving you the value of 10. Okay, so the value it is coming out to be 10282.8. So this is close to this. Okay, now coming on to the next question. So these questions are given in the in Hindi as well. Okay, sixth question. Now it might be the case that in this some of the concepts you might not have heard about, but look at this video conferencing part. This each and every one of us must know about. So video conferencing is collaborating with peers, sharing ideas and perspectives. This is related to discussion platform. These are very basic questions. So C is related to 1. We have here. So these two options are eliminated. Okay. Now C is 1, then D is 2 for sure. Then we don't need to focus on these two things as well. This is how you will save time in the paper. Now video conferencing, the two options left are participating in live online class sessions and discussions from remote location, also assessing course material assignment anytime, anywhere. And if you see, this is more relevant. So we'll go with 3. Okay. Now the 7th question. Which of the following are not the examples of a positive teacher? Not. A teacher who punishes students for asking questions. So this is not a example of positive. So A should be there, right? So we'll eliminate these two options, right? Now see, A is there, D is there. So we don't need to study D as well. So either E should be there or B and C both are there. E is a teacher who ignores the needs and concerns of his or her students. So this is not the example of a positive. So we'll go with B, the second option. Now coming to the 8th question. Okay. Now Khan Academy, Swayam. Swayam is a portal which provides free courses from Indian universities. Okay. And Udemy, Skillshare. So some of these questions might be in the sense that you might not be aware of all of them. But if you have any idea about Khan Academy, they provide video lectures and interactive session exercises for KG to 12th students. And if you see D3, this is the only option. So you need not concern about other options. So here the answer would be D. Now coming to question 9. Which of the following is an example of collaborative learning? A teacher assigns individually a reading assignment, student takes notes. A teacher gives lecture on a topic and student takes notes individually. A teacher assigns homework for students to complete independently. Teacher assigns a group project and students work together to do research and present their findings. So this is a straightforward question only, and it makes sense. If you will read the question, this would make sense. Now, which of the following is a potential drawback of teacher-centered institution? This is question 10th that we are doing. It can be more engaging. If it is more engaging, it cannot be a drawback. So we just need to eliminate this. It can limit opportunities for students' creativity and critical thinking. So this is a drawback for sure. And teacher-centered instruction. This can be it. It promotes student independence. So this is a positive statement. This cannot be there. It is more efficient and save time. So this won't be a drawback. So our answer would be 2. Okay, now moving to question 11. Sequence of steps involved in conducting a literature review for a research study. Okay, first thing is we need to, so the starting would be from C or from A. Okay, and first priority should be to identify key terms for search. So first is C. So these two are eliminated. And we know D and B are the last. So D is 5th, B is 4th. This is first. So we need to, if you are guessing, you need to guess between these two options. Right? So if you have identified key terms for literature, for search, then you need to locate the literature and then you will go to evaluate and select the literature relevant to research. So the answer should be C. 3. Okay. Now the 12th question. The systematic elimination of extraneous variables other than those you are interested in can be done in which of the following types of research? I have no idea about this. I haven't studied anything. So this is a random question. This would be random for everyone. So I'll guess any one of them. So this would be totally guess. Now coming to question 13. When the researcher's age affects the behavior of participant in a study, it refers to. I still have no idea, but since these two things seems a bit similar, so I might go with this, and this would be a total guess. Okay, you need to know if the cutoff is 216 out of 300. This means you need to correct 108 questions out of 150. And if you're sure about 95 to 100 questions, this is more than enough, because for the on the rest of the 50 questions, you can just simply guess, and on an average, it would be close to 12.5 questions which would come correct. So 95 to 100, if you are getting these number of questions right, this is a very safe zone to be in. Okay, in a negatively skewed distribution, which of the following would be true? Okay, so there are two types of distributions. This is positively skewed. This is negatively skewed. So here, mode is here. Median would be here. Mean would be here. Mean is greater than mode. Okay, mean is greater than mode. And for this distribution, mean, this is median. Median always lies between it and mode. Okay, now median is less than mode. This is right. This is a negatively skewed one. And mean is less than median. Mean is greater than mode is not the case. mode is greater than mean is also there. So they haven't given you all the options. So this question is incorrect. So if you will attempt this question, every one of you will get +2. So if in case if you're confused with this, whether this is a positive or a negatively skewed, so take both the cases and see which one works out. Okay, so starting, so suppose if we think this is negatively skewed, so mean, median, and then mode. Mean is greater than mode, this is not there. Mean is less than median is less than mode is greater than mean. Still all three are there. But suppose we assume this one is the negatively skewed. Then mode, median, mean. Mean is greater than mode. Mean is less than median is less than mode is greater than mean. This is also not there. So this question is wrong. Okay, now moving on to the next part. Question 15. A researcher obtains the p-values for sample correlation coefficient of different samples. Which of these can be considered significant at 5% level of significance? So if p-value is less than alpha, okay, this is somewhat for students who are from statistics and economics background. If p is less than alpha is the level of significance that we consider, then it would be considered statistically significant. So this is not less than 0.5, 0.05 is the level of significance that they have given. This is not there, this is less than 0.05. Okay, so eventually we have B and D. So the answer would be 2. Now moving to question 16. The term analog media was originally derived from. Okay, I still have no idea about this. So this would be a total blind guess. You can guess it. Folk performance would not be there for sure. So there are only 3 options to guess from. Okay, this would be random only. Now the question 17. The automation element of online media has enabled the generation of limited quantity of quality information. This is not true. User specific information. Okay. Complex philosophical information, non-specific general. Okay, if you will go through this question if you will give it a good read, you would know that the answer would be B part. Now looking at question 18, which of the following are orders of signification in communication? No idea about this. If I want to guess, it might be the case that myth, is it really an order of signification? So I might remove this. And this is the total guess because C is coming in all of them. So I'll go with D, but this is still a guess. Okay. So now the 19th question. This states that in the context of communication, political socialization is linked to social learning in terms of how? Power is attained. Certain sections of society should be left out. This is a very negative statement. This cannot be right. So B would cancel out, B cancels out, B cancels out. So there is no need to read the other parts and you will be only left with option 3. Okay, now moving to question 19. We have already done 19. Now moving to question 20. Given below are 2 statements. Not every medium has its own grammar. Each media grammar has evolved over a period of time and continues to change. Now, if you look at this, not every medium has its own grammar because each media grammar has evolved over a period of time and continues to change. So both statements are correct. Now, what number would replace question mark in the series given below? So you can see the difference is 2, the difference is 3, then 4, then 5, 6, it should be 7. So 21 plus 7 is 28, and you can verify it. Then plus 8, this should be 8. So you are having 36. So 28. This is quite easy. Okay. Now coming to question 22. The ratio of water and milk in a 27 liter mixture is 5:4. So 5 by 9 into 27. This is water. This is 5 by 9, this is 3. So water initially was 15. Milk was 4 by 9 into 27, or which can be 312. Now find the quantity of water to be added to the mixture in order to make the ratio of water and milk as 3:1. So milk is 12. We need to add water so that the ratio becomes, so the total water becomes x, and x by 12 becomes 3:1. So x should be 36. Now water, we have 15. 15 minus 13 minus 56, this will give you 21. So you need to add 21 liters of the water to get this ratio. Okay. Now moving to 23rd question. The difference between the compound interest and simple interest on a principal amount for 2 years. Okay. So if it is a simple interest, if you are talking about simple interest, initially find the principal amount. So suppose this is the principal amount, 54310. The simple interest 10% would be 5431 on amount for 2 years. For both years it would be 5431 into 2. But for the compound interest it would be 54310 into 1.1 square. Right, so the difference is coming out to be 5431. So if I 310 1.1 square minus 54310 into this thing 1.2, 54310 1.21 minus 1.2, 54310 1, this is 0.01. So this is coming out to be 5431. So this would be the answer. You can just put this principal amount and then verify for other values. So in this case it was coming out to be 543.1. So this cannot be the answer. We need one more zero here, so we will get to this answer. Okay, so basically this is what you will get from compound interest, and this is what you will get from simple interest. So compound minus simple, 54310 into 3100 into 1.1 ka square, or else I'll give you another easier way to solve this. Suppose the principal amount is x, and if we are talking about simple interest, it would get added by 0.1x because the interest rate is 10% in the first year and then 0.1x in the second year. So the total amount would be 1.2x. But in case of compound interest, it would be 1.1 square. So we would have 1.21x minus 1.2x equals to 5431. So 0.01x equals to 5431. X turns out to be 543,100. So in this case, you don't even need to put these values and check. You'll get the final solution. Okay. Now coming to 24th question. Two friends A and B live 140 km apart. Suppose A lives here, B lives here. They are 140 km apart. They both drive in a straight line towards each other to meet. A drives at 80 km per hour and B drives at 40 km per hour. Then how many kilometer apart will they be exactly 45 minutes before they meet? So after 1 hour, so suppose this is at 0, this is 140. After 1 hour, A would be at 80 and B would be at 140 minus this 100. So after 1 hour, they would be this much away. Now suppose after 10 minutes A would have covered 8 km more till 88, and B would have covered 4 km more 96. Okay, so this is, and now for the next 5 minutes we can see 4 more kilometer and 2 more kilometer, so 92, 94. It must be very close. So close to after 75 minutes, so it is approximately after 75 minutes they'll meet each other. Now 45 minutes before they meet. Okay, so 45 minutes before they meet. So initially they are asking about how much they would be away after traveling for half hour. So if A travels for half hour, he will be at 40 kilometers, and if B travels half hour, he will be able to drive 20 kilometers, so he would be at 120. So the difference would be 120 minus 40, which is 80 kilometer. So we have the fourth part. Now moving on to 25th question. In a certain coded language, Ram is coded as 32, Sita as 49. How will Sham be coded in that language? So this is a trick to save you time in the exam. Just write this in the exam, GHIJ, before. And number them. You will see 3-4 questions coming, or at least one question coming from this pattern only. O is 15, P is 16, Q is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Now Ram, R is 18, A is 1, M is 13. 18 plus 1 plus 13 is 18 plus 14, 32. Sita, S is Sita, S is 19, I is 9, T is coming out to be 20, A is 1. So this is 20, 20, 40, 49. Sham, Sham would be S is 19, H is 8, Y is 25, A is 1, M is 13. So this is 19 plus 1, 20, 45, 45, 13, 58, 58, 6, 58 plus 8, 66. So we'll have 3 as the answer. Okay. Now 26th question. Analogy roughly corresponds to, I have no idea about this. This is a total blank guess. Okay, in order to know if the argument is deductive or inductive out of the 4 given tests, which one applies to the following example? Alan is a father, therefore Alan is a male. Still no idea, but this is indicating something, so I might go for indicator word test. This is also a guess. Okay, now coming to question 8. Pick a correct observation from the following argument. All dogs are cat. So suppose these are the dogs and all dogs are cats, so cat would be a bigger set as compared to the dogs. All cats are whales, then we'll have whales here. Therefore all whales are dog, but look at this portion. These are the whales, but these are not dogs. So the conclusion is false for sure, false. So the first 2 options are eliminated. And it is an invalid argument. But the thing is whether it contains true premise or not. So it contains true premise as well. So the option is D, 4. Now coming to 29th. Arguments from analogy are generally deductive, weak or strong. Arguments from analogy are generally inductive. I have still no idea. This would be a total guess. Coming to 30th question. In the light of syllogistic argument, you can see how much difficulty I'm facing in pronouncing this. So this should be a total guess as well. Okay. Now coming to question 31st. Anil has an MP3 file stored on his computer. Which type of data is stored in an MP3 file? This is a comparatively easy question. And since most of you are tech savvy, this is sound. Sound data is being stored on MP3 files. So now identify the correct sequence of the following technologies A to D used in first generation to fourth generation of computers. Right. So I'll give you an easy way to solve this as well. Microprocessors are the latest advancement. So from first generation to fourth generation, so microprocessors should come at last. So B is coming at last. So these options are eliminated. And if you see D is starting in D is coming first in two cases. So we are inclinated towards to go towards B. But integrated circuits are supposed to be just before microprocessors. So the answer would be second. Now the question 33. Okay, these binary things are guess only. Okay, which of the following computer memory types are volatile? First thing, in our phone, we have cache memories. So if you have used an Android phone, you get to see the cache memory, and this is very volatile. So B should be there. So we are able to eliminate this. And if you have, okay, so B is there, E is present in all of them. So E would also be there, B is there, and I have no idea about rest of the question. So this would be also a guess only. Okay, coming to 35th question. This is comparatively an easy question. So blue ray disk. This is an optical one. So C1. Okay, so we'll remove these two options. Now, hard disk drive. Okay, this hard disk drive is magnetic, whereas USB flash memory is solid in state. Okay, if you have any idea about hard disk drive, this is magnetic in nature. The storage is magnetic. So the answer is A. But still for some of you it might be a guess, but you can infer from this that these two options would be eliminated for sure. Okay. Now coming to question 36. In the less developed countries of the world, indoor exposure to hazardous air pollutants is much more severe, which is true as well. But because traditional methods of cooking involve fuels such as coal, wood, animal dung and kerosene, and this makes sense as well. So both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Addressing nation on Independence Day 2019, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi set a goal of tap water to every household. So this is a current affairs question and you must know this. This is by 2024. Our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi set a goal of tap water to every rural household by the year 2024. Now coming to the next question. Okay. Given below are two statements. A nuclear breeder reactor produces more fissile material than it consumes. This is true. This generally happens in the second stage of nuclear power generation. Present share of nuclear energy in the energy mix of the country is more than that of the renewable energy. This is a very extreme statement to make, and this is false. So if you have any idea, the nuclear share is close to 3.13%, whereas for the renewable energy, it exceeds more than 40%. So 1 is correct and 2 is false. Now moving to question 39. Coral reefs, there is an assertion and the reason. Coral reefs are threatened because of release of sewage water in ocean waters near them. Release of sewage in ocean tend to reduce the clarity of ocean water. Both of them are correct, but I'm just looking whether the reasoning is the correct expression. It might be because release of sewage leads to biological oxygen demand being increased, and hence there is growth of bacteria, which further leads to more oxygen demanded by them, and then hence coral reefs don't have sufficient, or it can lead to algae bloom as well. But clarity of ocean water, this could be also one of the factor. So if you want to guess, these two options are eliminated. You can guess between A and B. So I'll go with A. It might be one of the reasons for the correct explanation of the assertion given. Okay. Now coming to question 40. The following are not the characteristics of conventional learning. Emphasis on self-directed learning and independent study. This is the characteristic of conventional learning. Students learn through listening and observation. No fixed curriculum. For conventional learning, there is a fixed curriculum. So C is there. So in this case, because it doesn't have C. Now, require regular attendance. This is the case of conventional learning, so E cannot be there. So we have already removed it. Now we are left with only option 3, this, and option B. Okay. Emphasis on self-directed learning and independent study. Students learn through listening and observation. This is an characteristic of conventional learning because they are listening and observation and not by experimenting or not by practical work. So this cannot be the solution. So we have A, C and D. Okay. Moving to the 42nd question. Arrange the following universities in chronological order of their establishment. So if you will see this, A is coming frequently, so we can eliminate this, and B, so we can eliminate this as well. If you will use logic, and it is JNU is the most recent one. It has taken close to 100 years for University of Delhi, since it's been established. It's in the 102nd year. So we are left with these two options: Banaras, University of Allahabad. Now, okay, JNU was the most recent, University of Allahabad, and A is the Banaras Hindu. I'm not sure about the date of these two, but University of Delhi, I might go with B in this case, but I'm still not sure, so this would be a guess only. Okay. Now, coming to 43rd question. So in the exam paper, they don't expect you answering 125 to 130 questions correct out of 150. You just need to answer 110, and then you'll be in a very safe zone. Your JRF would be clear for sure. Okay. Now coming to 43rd question. Two statements in the context of NEP. It is envisaged that all higher educational institutions shall aim to become autonomous and have an empowered. This is a very extreme statement that they want all of the higher education institutions to become autonomous. So this is false. Institutional development plan shall be the sole responsibility of the member of BOG. It won't be the sole priority of the members of Board of Governors. So these are very extreme statements, so we'll go with option B. Which among the following is not a value as propounded by the Indian traditional concept of Purusharth? Dharma, Artha, Bhakti, Moksha. So Bhakti movement started very late in the 9th century, and that too in South India first, and then it came to the North India in the 11th century. Whereas Purushartha is very old as compared to this. So this was in 4th century. So the option should be not a value, Bhakti. Okay, now we'll go to the next question. Which commission committee recommended that the ordinary amenities and decencies of life should be provided for women in college ordinarily planned for men, and there should be no curtailment of opportunities for women? So these two committees are very famous. So if you want to guess, you need to guess between Kothari Commission and Radhakrishnan Commission. And personally, I'll go with this because this is more famous than the Kothari Commission. Okay, now coming to 46th question. Okay, this is a passage, and accordingly you can answer this following. And trust me, in the passages, the answers are very easy. Answers are very clear. So you are not bound to make this mistake. So they have 5 questions. So you need to make correct at least 4. So we'll see. Okay. So I'm expecting most of you will clear 4 questions here, and I'll check how many guess questions we have done till 50. So after 50, we'll have economics oriented questions, I feel. Yeah. After 50, we are having economics oriented question. So before 50, let's see how much questions have we attempted and how much is the guesswork that we have done. And as I showed you, initially my score was 222, 222, and I cleared 36 questions in paper 1. So in this case, I'm sure about these questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions are correct for sure. Okay, then the 6th one is also correct. I'm sure about this. 7th is I'm sure. 8th one might be a guess. Okay, 7 sure, 1 guess. We'll count just the number of guesses. 1 guess so far. Okay, this was easy. This was also doable. 2 guess. 3 guess. Okay, this was not clear. This is, if I'm from economics or maths background or stats background, then it was easy. Then 5 guesses. This is 6 guesses. Okay. This was easy. This was easy. Okay, this was easy. This was also easy. This was very straightforward. 7 guess. 8 guess. Okay, this was doable. 9 guesses. 10. 11. 12. Okay, this is also clear. Okay, we missed question 40. Convention of Biodiversity on Biodiversity CBD was opened for signature during. This is, if you have studied about this, this is Stockholm Convention. There were another UNCCD as well, and there were 2-3 more conventions that took place here. Oh no, this was not the Stockholm, this was Earth Summit. Earth Summit, UNCCD, UNFCCC, and UNCBD. All these took place in the Earth Summit. Okay, so this was also easy. So we were at 12, I guess. Then 13. Okay, this is 13 guesses. This I would also consider as a guess, 14. And then one more guess from here, 15. So if you are able to do 35 questions right, and out of 15, if you are guessing 15 questions, it is expected you will get 4 right on an average, because 1 by 4 options and into 15, this is close to 4, 3.75, which is close to 4. So if you will get 4 questions more right, your score would be 35 plus 9 plus 4 into 2. This is 39 into 2. So on an average, you will get a score of 78. So this was from paper 1, which is common to everyone. And in the next video, I'll discuss how we should approach the economic subject specific paper. Okay, thank you. I hope this was of some help.